Hi everybody, it's Doodle time with Cheryl Baker. So grab your paper and your crayons and let's get ready to doodle. Now don't forget, you can always stop the video for a moment if you need time to catch up. And don't worry about being perfect, just make sure you're having lots of fun. Today we are going to learn how to draw a parrot. Squawk! Squawk! The first thing you need to do to draw a parrot is draw a giant curved shape like this. It sort of looks like a letter C resting on its side. Then you're going to draw a line that connects the top part of this C shape to the bottom. And that line's a little bit curved too. It sort of looks like an apostrophe shape, or maybe like a ghost. Next, you're going to draw a big circle in the top half of your shape. This is where the parrot's face is going to go. Next, we're going to draw a wing shape on our parrot. Start with a slanted straight line like this, and then make a loop curve going down from that straight line. And that's your wing. Now for a tail, we start with a straight line coming down from the wing, and then it curves up like a little hook shape. Then you make another hook shape underneath that, which is going to connect to the bottom part of your parrot shape. So now you've got a wing and a tail. Now we're going to make a beak. So go up to the circle shape at the top of your parrot, and you're going to draw a sort of sharp hooked shape from the top, and that's going to be the top part of the beak. Now under that, you're going to do the same sort of shape upside down, but it's going to be smaller, and that's the bottom part of your beak. Now your parrot has a beak. Now draw a black circle in the middle of the circle shape at the top of your parrot. This is going to be the eye, so we're just making a solid black circle for the eye. Next, you're going to draw two lines coming down from the black circle of the eye, like this. There's one, and then you do another one right next to it. Next, we're going to draw some feet for our parrot. So you're going to just draw a straight line underneath your parrot. And then I'm putting 3 little claws or toes or whatever you call them. And then you do the same thing over again, a straight line and then the little claws. Now that is basically the parrot. Now we'll start coloring him in. Start by coloring the beak in, and that I'm just coloring solid black. I guess a dark gray would also work just as well, but I'm doing the solid black, and I think that looks really good. Then color the bottom part of the beak, also with your solid black color. Next, we're going to color in the main part of the parrot's body. I'm going to use a really bright red color, but you can use any color you want to. Pick something nice and bright though, because I think parrots are usually bright. Okay, while I am coloring in this red part of my parrot, I'm going to tell you a couple of jokes about birds. Ready? What do you give a sick bird? Tweetment. When does a teacher carry bird seed? When there is a parrot teacher conference. Isn't that hilarious? All right, one more. What kind of bird works at a construction site? A crane. Get it? Aren't those hilarious? Okay, I'm almost finished coloring the red for my main part of my bird. Next, I'm going to pick a nice bright color for the tail. And I'm going to color my tail with a really bright blue color. And I think this is going to look really good. Hey, while I'm coloring in with blue, I think we have time for one more hilarious bird joke. Why does a flamingo lift up one leg? Because if it lifted up both legs, it would fall over. Isn't that hilarious? Okay, I'm almost finished coloring in the blue for my bird's tail. And once you color in the tail, we're going to color in the wing on the side of the parrot. I'm going to color my wing a very bright, vibrant green. It's almost a lime green, which is a sort of yellowish color green. So this is looking really good. Now, once you finish coloring in the wing, I think this bird is just about done. Well, that is looking pretty amazing. Now, we're going to do one more little thing to add some detail to the wing and to the tail, and that is with a black crayon or pencil, we're drawing in a few little feathers. And the way we're doing that is like just a few little loops. They almost look like little W's. I did 2 on the wing, and now I'm doing 2 on the tail. And that looks pretty awesome. That's your parrot all done. Now, if you want, you can draw a little word balloon and have your parrot say something. What do you think your parrot would say? Maybe it's going to say, caw, caw. Actually, I'm not even sure parrots say that. Or maybe you could just have your parrot sing a little tune or whistle a little tune by making some musical notes in your word balloon. Another thing you could do, if you wanted to make a different kind of parrot, is make the wing standing up straight as if it's about to fly away, or maybe it's just flapping its wings at someone to threaten them or squawk at them. So this is what it might look like if you chose to put your parrot's wings up. And I'm coloring them in with the same green color. But now if my parrot's looking like that, I think he should say, squawk. Because he looks angry at somebody with his wings up like that. So that's him saying, squawk. Well, that is the end of how to draw a parrot, everybody. But wait, there's more. This is a bonus, part 2 of Doodle Time with Cheryl Baker. Now that you've figured out how to draw a parrot, you might choose to have your parrot standing next to a pirate. And what if you wanted to do that? Now, here's the same parrot we drew, but I'm going to draw him next to a pirate, because a lot of pirates like to have a parrot on their shoulder. So let's see, how do we draw a pirate? Well, the first thing you will do is draw a nice big circle, which will be your pirate's head. Then, on top of your pirate's head, you can draw a big pirate hat. And a pirate hat looks kind of like this shape. Although, there's different ways you can make a pirate hat, and I'm sure they're all good. Now, I'm coloring in my pirate hat a solid black color, like this. Next, I'm going to pick a skin color and color in the pirate's face so it isn't just plain white. Now I'm going to draw a little face on my pirate. Now, instead of drawing an eye, on one side I'm going to draw an eye patch, because a lot of times you see pirates with a big eye patch. And that I just did by drawing a diagonal line, and then a little patch that, this one looks kind of like a pocket you might have on your pants. And that's how you draw an eye patch. Now, next to that, I'm giving him an eye, which is just a white circle with a black circle inside of it. Now I'm going to give him 2 ears, which I also need to color in the same color as his face. Now I think I'll give him a little bit of hair, so he's not a bald pirate, although there's nothing wrong with being a bald pirate. You can make yours bald if you want, or give him curly hair. But this is how mine is going to look. Now I'm drawing in a body for my pirate. Now I'll tell you a secret. I really wanted this parrot to be standing on my pirate's shoulder, but I didn't put his head in the right place for that to happen. So instead, I'm just going to put his hand there, and he can be sort of having his parrot perched on his finger. Sometimes things don't go exactly the way you plan them when you draw them, so you just have to improvise. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to color his shirt in a bright red, because I think pirates would like bold, bright colors too. And it kind of matches his parrot that way too. The next thing I'm going to do is make a skull and crossbones on his hat, because that's a good pirate hat decoration. So the skull is just a round shape with a sort of rectangle underneath, which I'm coloring in white. Next, I'm going to try to draw the crossbones, which are supposed to be underneath the skull. So these are really two bones that would form an X shape underneath your pirate's skull. But since the skull is in front of it, we're only seeing the little bits of the ends of it. So you just have to imagine in your mind that your two bones are forming an X underneath the skull. And of course, if you wanted to, you could draw the X first, if that's easier for you, and then put the skull on top of it. Okay, those are my crossbones. They look awesome. Now I'm going to draw two circle eyes for my skull's face. And a little mouth. And then some nostrils, 2 dots for the nostrils. It doesn't look too scary. I didn't want it to look scary because he's a happy pirate. Now I think I will just add a little detail to his shirt. I'm giving him a black collar around the top of his shirt and a little black cuff on the sleeve where his hand is. Then I'm going to give him a few buttons on his shirt. And I made those yellow so they look like gold because he's a pirate. And when pirates are sailing the high seas, they find a lot of treasure, and that includes gold. So he can give himself some lovely buttons. And that is really the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a parrot and a pirate with me today. And I hope to see you again soon. And until I do, keep doodling, everybody. Bye-bye.